Hello, dear friend. I'm the trainer, IT engineer Linus Torvalds. You're going to see and an overview of the Linux operating system. What is operating system? What the important of an operating system? Uh, as all we know, the operating system is a manager. Is the system software that manages the hardware resources and the software resources and make a good interaction between users, from the end users to technicians, network administrators, programmers, or even in the all expert users. So the operating system, especially we focus on the Linux operating system. Linux operating system is a distributed operating system, is an open source. It's free to use. There is some challenge. You can't use proprietary Linux operating system without having any skills about coding. Linux operating system uses codes script. There is a common Linux operating system like Ubuntu, Kali Linux, Debian, CentOS, Alic, and so on. Uh, Allow me to move forward on the second slide. What is a Linux? Uh, Linux is a free, open source operating system based on Unix operating system. It was created by Linus Torvalds in 1991. Linux controls hardware resources and allows users and applications to communicate with the computer. If you want to develop our new ideas, use a Linux operating system. Unlike proprietary systems like Windows or macOS, Linux is an open source. It's free to use, free for coding, meaning anyone can view, modify, edit, delete, create, and distribute its source code for free. Okay, why Linux is important? Linux is widely used because it is free and open source, secure, is the robust for security. It is very complicated for hacking the Linux operating system. Secure and stable, fast and lightweight, highly customizable. Powering servers, clouds, IoT, AI. IoT means Internet of Things. AI means artificial intelligence. Cloud means online remote storage. Suppose you want to host your website, can use cloud computing, cloud storage. You know that cloud computing allows you to host in the global environment, okay, and the supercomputers. Today, Linux learns Sorry. Today, Linux runs the most web servers like Android phones. As you know, uh, the popular uses the Android smartphone. Someone uses Apple iOS, KaiOS, Windows Phone for BlackBerry and some Samsungs, and the others uses Android from the lowest version to the latest version, depending on our hardware devices. Okay, cloud platforms like Amazon Website Services, Google Cloud Storage, Google Services, uh, embedded like light traffic, smart sensing, doors, CCTV cameras, uh, smart TVs, and so on. And that also includes IoT devices. In the IoT, we have the four components of Arduino IoT devices sensing. We start from the microcontroller, sensors and the actuators, programming language, scripting that gives the logics, the mindset, the intelligence of your connectivity of devices. Okay, you can have some skills about electricity, advanced knowledge on the programming language, okay, and some critical thinking, like high performance of analysis, from the system analysis to human behaviors analysis. Cybersecurity tools. Okay, Linux architecture, simply. Linux follows a layered structure. Start from hardware components, physical components, anything that you can touch, can see it, you can measure the weight, can see the physical appearance, layout, and so on. Like a CPU, Central Processing Unit. Central Processing Unit is the brain of a computer. Do you understand? CPU is known as the processor. Processor means can process, manipulate, filtering, computation, processing. The CPU has the unique unit called hertz. We use a hertz, not a kilometer, not millimeter, because the CPU uses the powerful frequency, sound of waves. CPU has the three main components are arithmetic and logic unit, where we use arithmetic operations, subtraction, multiplication, division, and even you can use an average, where we found the derivative and integrations for advanced scores, and they use the logics, comparison operators, and the or true or false, comparison, less than or equal, greater than or equal to, not equal to. Okay, ours, we focus on the RAM, random access memory. Random access memory is very essential, is very important, because no write comes in the screen without RAM. RAM is the random access memory because it saves the current tree. monitors every activity is done on your computer. It saves data randomly, not permanently. Disk. On disk, we have internal disk, internal memory, like SSD, hard disk, internal storage, memory card called SD card. Um, can use the external flash, CD compact disc, DVD, Ray disc, Blu-ray disc, and so on. Network. You have the physical topology like a RAN. There is the network that fit on the room. Man, on the medium range, like country, continent, correct metropolitan area network. In the abbreviation, we say MAN. CAN, campus area network. SAN, storage area network. Like Google Cloud, iCloud, Amazon Website Services, Azure, Microsoft OneDrive, and so on. Thank you. We have the logical or wireless connectivity, like wireless fidelity, of course, uh, where we use the network standards from version 1 up to version 7. You have the generation 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, even there is another version, another generation called 5G from the Elon Musk, okay, for which is the richest man in the world. Kernel, the core of Linux, like process, memory, drivers. Shared, command interpreter. We use bash, use the PowerShell, we use a cmd command prompt, we use zish. System libraries. System libraries allows users to reuse the pre-configured codes, pre-configured commands without starting from scratch. Connect apps to the kernel. Kernel, remember, kernel is the core component of an operating system that manages all activities and make good interactions between users, among users. Okay, thank you. Kernel has two main components, monolithic and microkernel operating system applications. User programs like browsers, editors like VS Code, Anaconda, Jupyter, Dev C++, Visual Code, Gino, Cisco Packet Tracer, and so on. Linux kernel. The Linux kernel is the heart of the Linux operating system. It handles the following tasks. First of all, firstly, process management. Manages all enter and exit. Manages the inside of the operating system and even the internal component of the hardware. We have two key terms. We have the hardware platforms and the software platforms. Hardware platforms is the set of all essential or special needs. Uh, we use the key term called BIOS, basic input output system, and its additional functionalities like computer peripherals, which allows the computers to make some additional task. Like we need to printing from soft copy to hard copy. We use the peripheral colored printer with its USB. Okay, we have to present our image, our presentation on the large hall. Okay, immediately we connect the projector and the projecting on the fixed hall in order to enhance the fitness and the large imagery and the contents on the physical hall. Okay, memory management, we manage the storage from the external, internal, uh, handles and fight with the issues of the viruses in order to protect our devices. File system. Uh, if you say file system, you mean the path. Yes, maybe a structured path or document-based path. The file system uses the forward slash. Okay, file system is a path. Is a path. Okay, uses. Do you understand? Uses forward slash for the Linux. Yes, command line interface. On the Windows, like a window PowerShell, we use a backslash. Yes, and also use greater than. I will explain you more for later time. Okay, device drivers. As you know, some devices which is called the peripherals or computer additional that makes a computer system. The computer especially has three main components. Computer, not a computer system. Computer only has storage, factory, has the brain, known as central processing unit, has the RAM, random access memory. That is the computer. If you want to see the results from the screen, at the screen that calls the computer is computer system. You want to type letters, numbers, function, symbols. Use a keyboard. Connect on your computer. Made computer system. You want to print. You want to play music using headphone. Okay, connect it. That made a computer system, not a computer only. There is some confusion on a laptop and smartphone. Laptop has all components in the single unit. It is very complicated to say our laptop is a computer system, but be proud, a laptop is also a computer system because it integrates all essential needs components of the computer, from the software, intangible part of the computer, to the hardware platform resources, which is a physical component of an operating system. Okay. Device drivers allows us to configure and reconfigure, install and reinstall, connect and make a good communication from operating system to physical connected device. Uh, as you know, our devices is an electronic device. We need to make and add an intelligence of that electronic device. Device drivers comes to give our electronic device an intelligence for performing any specific task. Our printer comes to make hard copy. Projector makes to projecting the Leo visual images, visual content on the large hall. Okay, networking, as I just said, networking, of course, used for good communication from the small range to the largest range. Even we can use the interconnected network, which is known as internet, global communication, that allows to communicate, uses to combine and join together on the world. Okay, security. As you know, the Linux operating system has the robust security. Okay. If you want the security, use the Linux. Uh, there is a thing you can remind every time. The operating system, which is called the Linux, don't attack with viruses. No viruses can attack Linux operating system. Oh, viruses attack Windows only, like Windows 7, 8, 10, 11, and so on. But no need for antivirus in a Linux operating system. It has built-in security. No virus can attack this operating system. Okay, types of kernels. I had just said monolithic for Linux, micro kernel. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Allow me to move forward. Linux distributions, distros. Linux comes in many versions, called distribution. Popular Linux distributors, distros, Ubuntu for beginners friendly, Debian, stable, Fedora, latest features, CentOS, low-key Linux, servers, Arch Linux, advanced users, Kali Linux, cybersecurity, Raspberry Pi OS for IoT devices. When you want to create the system that works in the Leo environment, use the Raspberry Pi and Node MCU for smart irrigation, e-surgery, in the some hospitals, smart sensing doors, windows, smart readers, and so on. Remote controllers. Okay, each distro includes Linux kernel, package managers, desktop environments, default applications, built-in applications, which is cannot install. It is installed after installing operating system. There is some applications includes installed. Okay, Linux file system structures. As I said, Linux uses a single root directory like a forward slash means the path. Okay, key directories. Okay, firstly, we start from the root. Okay, home, user files, etc. etc. configuration files, forward slash bin, basic commands, forward slash sbin, system commands, forward slash var, logs and variables there, forward slash usr, applications, means user, forward slash dev, devices, forward slash block, system information. Okay, Linux shared terminal. Linux uses command line interface, SLI. Shell interprets commands, common shells, bash, zsh, fish, even. Okay. Example, ls, list all current files and directory. cd, change directory from the root main directory to the home. Use cd forward slash home. Sudo apt update. Sudo apt update the Linux operating system. Package management. Linux installs software via package managers. Apt for Debian and Ubuntu. DNF for Fedora operating system. Yum for Larry. Pacman for Arc Ubuntu. Zyper for SUSE. Okay, example, sudo apt install nginx. Linux security overview. Linux is secure by design, not for installation of the strong antivirus. Is secure by design. Security is an aborting of the Linux operating system. Totally different, like Windows. Uses permissions, read, write, execute. Root vs normal users. C Linux or up or more. Firewalls is a bulletin. IP tables. UFW. Encrypted file systems. Linux uses Linux use cases where the Linux can be applicable. First of all, Linux is used in servers for hosting websites and mobile app and data centers, which is called centralized devices. As we know, any company has the general coordinator, accountant, security, staff members, clients, shareholders, and stakeholders. When you create a software, try to use that physical structures. Every user will have unique dashboard, unique encryption, unique username and password, unique unique room, home interface. Okay. For his or her specific task, depending on his or her role, functioning, performance, post. Okay, cloud computing. Cloud computing is an additional computer which is located on the cloud. It depends on how the users uses, not depend on the single computer, not depend on the local devices. It is on a non-online remote computer. It has the largest storage amount of keeping data of the persons around the world. Cybersecurity and ethic hacking, especially focus on ethical hacking, professionalism, right hat, not black hat. Uh, we have two types of hackers. The hackers, like someone who can enter on the system of some organizations, industries, companies, even personal saving of someone with the bad intention, call it bad hacker, not ethical hacker. But right hacker is a person who can destroy some securities with a full permission of an organization, companies, or even the person. After performing that task, get a salary for that job. Okay? Oh, thank you for understanding two different types of hacker, right hacker and black hacker. Right hacker in sum, right hacker can attack the system for the good intention, for improving the stability, scalability, for enhance, for changing the security of the current system here. Black hacker can attack the system for the bad intention. Okay. Cybersecurity is the way of controlling, of securing, of checking the vulnerability which is inside, the weakness that hidden in our system. Where, how, and when? Which is the weakness of my system? Can the hacker can attack? Okay. After checking and listing and identifying all vulnerabilities, the weakness of the system, try to use the penetration testing. Try to find the possible solutions to solve that issues before the hackers can attack you. Okay. Artificial intelligence. As you know, our God created the human with the natural intelligence. But today, we have the some robots, smartphone, computers that uses the artificial intelligence and the machine learning. How the computer can study the machine learning, our computer collects data gathering from the different areas, can using questionnaires, website hosted, asking questions, voice recognition, fingerprint, face recognition, human behaving, can collecting data from the environment using sensors, actuators, CCTV cameras, and use that data to solve the real world issues. There is some generative AI, generative prompt called ChatGPT, Gemini, uh, and so on. For those artificial intelligence comes to solve the issues. Some misunderstanding for the world and they improve the stability of how to learn more and more without any barriers using an artificial intelligence and the machine learning. Okay, IoT and embedded system. Linux uses IoT, Internet of Things, how the things work together using the physical connectivity. Especially remember, our computer is an electronic device, uses actuators and sensors. The smart irrigation, the health centralized and the health centralized system uses a fingerprint for security, uses traffic light for the movement management, and so on. Embedded systems uses the embedded system start from creating your own PCB printed circuit board. Yes, from the ideas to 3D design and 3D printing. Oh, after creating the computer case, screen, motherboard, RAM, ROM, you can mount them, join together using automatic soldering or manual, like some peoples that found around the centers, nearby the disk burners. Soldering tools is essential tools that used in the field of ICT. Embedded system start from ideas to board the physical devices. You can create your own robot that can help you, assist you to perform home activities, to keep safe your babies, to control your movements, can create the robot in customer cares, and so on. Mobile OS like Android and the Apple iOS, especially the youth uses smartphone. You remember, your Play Store or App Store needs an email, iCloud or Gmail. The oldest people uses Yahoo Mail, but today we use gmail.com as the .com person. Okay. Advantages of Linux. Uh, Firstly, free and legal. To use Linux operating system is free and legal. Highly stable. No need of purchase it. Large community support. Hmm. Lands on a node hardwares. Especially, we have the issues. Every youth needs the latest operating system, which is called Windows 11, but he or her still have the oldest hardware, like a HP Compaq. No need of Windows 11, and that old hardware. Try to shop the latest hardware and install your favorite operating system. But if you have the old operating system, keep on an old operating system, keep on an old hardware. Be patient. Sorry. You upgrade first hardware and install the latest operating system. Okay, there is a time. Time is quickly moving. The Windows 12 comes again, but you will not install the Windows 12 without the new hardware platform. If this your laptop is the oldest, keep on using Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows XP, Windows 10. There is some laptops doesn't compatible with Windows 10. You know, okay? Allow me to move forward. Strong scripting and automation. As you know, the Linux operating system uses command line interface in terminal, like a sudo apt update, apt install, apt upgrade, cd mkdir, directory name, remove dir, move dir, email to, 3, and so on. Okay, those are the examples of the scripting or commands. Disadvantages. There is in everything has the side of advantages, benefits, and side of disadvantages. You can compare your advantages and disadvantages and move forward. Keep on going. Disadvantages. First of all, learning curve for beginners. As the beginners, there is some confusions to type code from the beginning to the ending. Those are the effect of using Linux operating system. Use coding only. But on Windows, we use icons, buttons, like what you see is what you get. Close, minimize, maximize. Can you pause? Can you resume? Can you stop here? Continue, move, next, previous. But on Linux operating system doesn't exist. Use a code. CD means change directory. mkdir means create a new folder. Touch, create a new file. VM, create a new file with text inside the content. For the beginners, there is some complicated for using Linux operating system. Okay, limited the proprietary software. Huh? As you know, a Linux operating system has a built-in applications. If you need to install some libraries, some applications, some softwares, be specific. Like on Windows and Android, we pick on Play Store. Just click on search and type your favorite, your hobbies, your game, your Bible, your app, any kind of your application you want. But on Linux, be specific. Linux comes to solve the problems and issues of security and issues of developers, network engineers, software engineers, not for joke. If you want to play films, use the Windows. Okay, it is the limited proprietary software. Some hardware devices need a manual setup. Of course, just like on the Windows, we install operating system. After installing operating system, we installed some drivers like drivers of sound, drivers of printers, drivers of projectors, projection, uh, drivers of brightness. It is most common on the some operating system. Okay. Conclusion. As the conclusion, Linux is a powerful factory. Second, secure, flexible operating system. Remember, it is an open source, free to use. You don't need a purchase. You will never see the message says the operating system not activated. No, no, no. On Linux, no, 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 no. Forget it. Always the Linux operating system is activated, active and learning. Totally different on Windows. Windows operating system like Windows 11, Windows 10, Windows 7, there is a time it will say, it will pop up message to give you the notification that says your window is not genuine. Try to activate. When you click on activate, purchase now. Add the card. No, 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 no. Linux operating system is a free and open source. You catch it? Okay, let me continue. Linux is a powerful, secure, flexible operating system that determines modern computing. Learning Linux open doors to DevOps. DevOps means development operations. Using life cycle from the beginners. The ideas, let me tell you some scenarios. Ideas made tangible things. From the beginning, the God starting creating the world, creating the earth, creating the heathen from the ideas. But nowadays, we eat mango, we eat potato, uh, we move, we working on the land. Still, we are the person that thinking, emotioning, behaving, reacting, because those environment comes from an ideas of God. Nowadays, development of operations start from ideas to prototype. After prototype, data collection from the problems. Any ideas comes to solve the showing issues. How can I solve these issues? How can I? How? When? What? Okay, development operations comes to guide you as a guidance for developing your ideas, especially allow me to focus on our field, ICT. Uh, we travel on the some villages, on the some companies, and you see the some errors, some issues, some struggles, some problems, and sit properly, design the solution of that issues using our skills, our knowledge, from coding to the small interface solutions. Learning Linux opens doors to development operations, cloud computing, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and IoT careers. Okay, dear friend, thank you for listening to me. We'll meet soon. Thank you so much. See you later. God bless you.